intern is getting a stipend of 50,000 rupees. Freshers who are getting job of 15 to 25,000 at max 30,000. There is a disparity that is there in the market.
Yes, there is a huge disparity in the market. For the same skill set, one person is getting 30,000 rupees, and the same skill set and same number of experience, the other person is getting 1 lakh 20,000 rupees. And that might sound like a too much difference, but that is true in some cases. But generally, 30,000 and 60,000 is the difference which you can see, observe around you. So we run this community where we talk about all of these things. And this week we talked about how to find the high paying jobs, the people, the companies, the corporates, the founders, the managers who have money for the right people. So once you get the right number of skills, you need to find those people that can actually pay you fairly and maybe a little bit too much than the market, because you know you have the thing that they require. So watch the video with that context in mind, that I'm sharing everything to my community members. So it's kind of a conversation out of which I've kept like a part of it for you, which is all that you need to know how to find those people. So if you follow the whole thing, just watch the whole 45 minutes, mark to mark, you will find those people by yourself. So it's literally a step-by-step guide. But if you need more things, you need more guidance, just check out the link in the description to join the community. But back to the video, and I promise you don't need anything else. Just watch the whole thing.
In the job market, it's very tough out there, right? Three things are consecutively happening and it's declining the number of jobs in the market like really fast. And I was discussing this with one of my friend yesterday. And that's how I thought, okay, it's cool to have like, a systematic formula, step-by-step process, how to actually look for the jobs that are out there. That there is an intern that he knows and he knows of from somebody else, and the intern is getting a stipend of 50,000 rupees, right? And I know a lot of freshers who are getting job of 15 to 25,000 at max 30,000. And when we see this disparity, and there are interns out there who I know, like in the past, they got like an internship of 1 lakh rupees a month, which is crazy, like Amazon and all of these, right? Of course, there are different factors, but there is a disparity that is there in the market. We need to understand why does that happen. Of course, there are a lot of factors that are not in our control. So our college, that's the past, we have chosen it, like it's out of the control, right? The environment that is like, okay, money is not there in the market, funding is not there in the market, and all of separate stuff. But those are the variables that we can't control, right? We need to look at the things that we can control. So for that, last time we talked about two things. One, crazy apply on the easy apply button, like just do it. That's something that is a quantity thing, but that might not be giving you a job, right? So there was this a comment that I saw somewhere on Reddit that said I got rejections from like 400 companies and I applied on the easy apply buttons, right, on LinkedIn. So might not be giving you that, but who knows? Just take a chance there. And you're basically creating a database of the jobs that you've applied to in your LinkedIn, and you're feeding the data to LinkedIn to give you more opportunities, like in your emails and stuff like that. Right? Once you switch on that button, okay, give me alerts for the similar kind of jobs. So you're feeding LinkedIn. Okay, so that's that quantity game. But the quality game that we have talked about last time, getting in touch with the recruiters, and we have given you the templates to actually text them, right? Getting in touch with the decision makers. So that can be CTOs, that can be head HRs, stuff like that. And then getting in touch with the people who can influence the decision. Right? That can be your CEOs, that can be the person, let's say CMOs, right? The people who can influence. So just having them in the network and like also writing them the email, that using the template that we have in the group, right? Those things are there, but what we have talked about last time. Once we look into that and once we get in a habit of spending like an half an hour or 1 hour doing this every single day, then this is the base that you set up. On top of it, what can, like now, today we are going to look at the high paying jobs. How can we find that, right? So the 4 jobs that I did, out of those 4 jobs, 2 of them were actually in US. So they were getting a cheap labor, me, at that time it was like $1,500, which is very cheap, right? It's like what, $15,000 a year, super cheap for them, right? But I was getting what I was what I was wanting, right? And that thing is there. It's still possible, and we that's one aspect that we're going to look at. But there are other things. That's number one. So what are the things happening in the market right now which makes it very, very hard for people to look at and to get jobs? Very few jobs in the market, right? One, after this is my observation, right? After Elon bought or now X, he fired a bunch of people. Let's say 60%, 67, 60 to 70% of the workforce he fired. Company is still running fine. That showed in the market you can have less number of employees and still have like the company running really fine, smoothly, right? So companies are basically aiming for efficiency. And that's why a lot of layoffs are happening. Number one. Second thing, AI is already impacting our job. That is completely like we can't deny it at this point, right? This is my prediction, but I think 2027, Infosys, Wipro, TCS, these people will not be hiring on mass from the company, like from the colleges. Like probably not this year, probably not next year, but 100%, not 100%. Let's just say 90% sure that 27, that mass recruitment is not happening. Pretty sure because of the AI. That's second factor. The third factor that is happening right now, okay, economy is really weak. I'm saying it's booming, but it's weak. The base layer is not there. So we have to understand. So that means the people who are putting money in the market, those are VC funds, like, or people who give funding to the companies, right? They they're very careful. So not a lot of money is just pumping in. After COVID, people were in shock. People felt missing out, FOMO. When I say people, it means VC. So they've pushed a lot of money in the market. So 2021, 22, and in fact, half of 23 was really good. Right. After that, they understood, okay, we are bleeding a lot of money, and that's not nice. So those three are the reasons which makes it very, very hard for a mid-level candidate to get that job. Right. So now let's look at once we have enough confidence on our skill, once we know, okay, this is what one should pay for, not the company, the internship scam that you went for, but you should find people. Now, today's goal is to find people who have money, who respect money, who want those great skilled people in the company, right? That's because if they respect money, then we have to have the procedure accordingly, right? And I created a document for the same so that you guys can actually refer to it later. So the number one point is, so I've divided the whole thing into two parts. One is all concepts. So everything that I think at the moment, I've written it down in the all concept part. Then there are actionables. These things with the number of time that you can spend. So half an hour every day, 1 hour on this, like what can we do exactly? So those are the actual steps that we will later. But let's quickly go through the action all concept. And actually the actionables are these things only, but more defined. Okay. So number one is target companies in growth phases. What does that mean? They have money and they want to hire more people, they want to acquire more customers, right? So there are platforms like Crunchbase, AngelList, and Your Story, and there are more, but I've listed the ones that I have used personally, right? But you can find these more platforms, but I think these three should be good enough. What does this platform have? These platforms have the startups with the recent funding rounds, right? So we don't need to know who are funding them. We don't need to know that. But we need to know, okay, these people have money to give us, right? So filter company based on their funding rounds, Series A, Series B. We don't need to understand how these funding work. What is like Series A, Series B? But let's understand Series A is the initial round of funding, then B comes later. So these people just raise money on top of each other, right? And the last phase is the IPO, right? IPO is where people are just getting into the public. That means they're taking money from everywhere. And that is the ultimate growth phase. So applying in Zomato at like 1 year ago would be a good point because they went IPO, they want to grow more and stuff like that. Some same with Swiggy right now, that we know, okay, they are going for IPO and stuff so we get to the news, what is happening, and we take actions accordingly. So we will filter out, we'll find a lot of companies, and we will do it today, like live. Okay. Make a list of these companies and search their job openings. Cool. Uh, find scaling companies. That means the people who are actually, let's just say there is a big company in US and they want to expand their operations in India, right? Though that is really good opportunity, right? I IKEA. Okay, that's an example of that. IKEA only has probably 4 to 6 stores in India at the moment. So the companies like Live Space, the companies like Homelane, you might not even know this, but these are the companies in interior designing space. So their employees can actually apply to IKEA and get more funding, get more money there, because those are the global brands. They make a lot of money. Now they're coming to India, right? So we just need to keep ourselves updated on the news. So Google News, LinkedIn, like there is a tool called Owner to actually track these growth signals. But this is a long-term thing. The number two is the long-term thing. We just need to be updated with these news. Okay. Number two thing is explore hyping industries. So we sometimes now this is an idea. Okay, I talked to one person probably last week, Saturday or maybe Sunday, and he told me that he is actually working as a software engineer for a oil company. That is really good. You know, doing a software engineering in TCS or maybe in like low level company, there is a mid level company which is like startups and stuff like that. And then you go to like big names, either the fund, Facebook and all of that. Oil companies have a lot of money, right? So that can be a look. So maybe you want to do the same thing, but in a different industry altogether. So that can be a really good eye opener, right? So you can use Glassdoor. We will do it today. And there are other platforms, right? Payscale, Ambition Box, all of those. Look at top 10 job titles in specific industries. Okay. And find their job openings. Okay. So LinkedIn is a big job board. Basically, there are a lot of jobs there. There are niche job boards as well. That means in the biospace job board, you will just find opportunities for people in biotech. Financial career will just find finance, right? It's very niche. And that's why a lot of people don't know about them, right? And what what is company getting out of this? They will get the people who are actually aware about the niche things in the market, right? If they the chances of getting a very high specific person increases in their eyes, right? So search on LinkedIn with filters. This is something which we already know. Upskilling, we have already discussed in detail, right? So there are certifications which are needed to get. So just like AWS certificate, if somebody does it, it opens up a lot of high paying role, right? It takes time. It takes about like some people 4 months, 1 year, whatever. I don't know the exact criteria, but that opens up a lot of doors which other people can't just access, right? So yeah, CFA, AWS, use platforms like we have discussed about this, right? Now, this is another point that we will go in detail, remote and global opportunities. There are job boards which are specifically for remote jobs, which were existing even before COVID, right? We work remotely, remote okay, flex jobs. There are more. I was forgetting the name of one particular one that I used to use. I totally forget about the name, but I remember the founder, so I can find it out somehow. Use LinkedIn filter to search for remote jobs. Like that is another way of not doing it normally, right? There are companies who are remote first, right? I have applied to Zapier. I have applied to Publer, similar industries. So these people just hire, like they don't have an office. It's crazy, right? So they don't have an office. So just hire remote. There are a couple of more big companies that just do this, right? Automatic is really big one. Not sure about GitLab. That is something that I found on Google, right, while researching for this document. Visit their career pages, of course, apply to global companies. This is something that I don't need to explain. There are a lot of job consultants, right? Who have their website and you just need to upload your resume. So that is probably something that you can do. I still have one email that is coming to me from someone. Let me find it. Can you see this email? And it says product marketing manager. So I am from marketing background, like at least my last 4 years. But the compensation is like $75 an hour, which is nice, really good. I mean, nice means really, right? So essentially what it means, okay, I mean, there are things in this that we don't need to look at. Okay, this is a 3-month contract, a remote role in US, like it can increase to the full position, whatever, right? But this is just one of the example. I don't even remember when did I register, like long back. But there are portals out there that you can register at, upload your resume, and they will give you the opportunities on your email, right? So maybe it's a good idea to spend like 15, 20 minutes, half an hour every day just to upload. And I will give you the list of those codes as well. Like we work remotely, remote, okay. Flex jobs are few of them. These are really good ones. But there are other consultant websites as well.
They're directly hiring you, or you have to like after that they are taking interviews also.
Okay, so consultant essentially means they are the middleman between us and the companies that are hiring, right? So you just have to give your resume to them. They'll keep it in their database. Whenever they get an opportunity, they will match in their database and they will approach the people who are like in that, like who are just most closest to the job requirement, right? So yeah, it's that. There are a lot of
Got it.
people. There are people in the LinkedIn who are doing the same thing. Right? We can approach those guys as well. But again, this comes under the remote and global opportunities option, right? So yeah. The fourth is employer branding information. Like, you can get a lot of information on the reviews. Okay, how is working at such and such company, like XYZ company. People actually give review. The boss is toxic, right? Like, you get all of these reviews inside these websites, Glassdoor, Ambition Box. There was one more. And salary insights also. Like people actually tell that I'm a software engineer at Amazon, I'm earning this much. They don't have to disclose their name, so that they're safe that way. But they can say, okay, I am doing this and my salary is this. So you can get more information from that same, right? And of course, we can find companies who are paying more on top of the salaries. So bonuses, stock options, all these things are mentioned in Glassdoor. We will see a few examples today. Research companies hiring for specialized skill. That means there are companies who are looking for just specific people out there. So that means, let's say we are hiring for, I'm just giving an example, paid ads manager. Okay. And somebody is hiring for React developer. Some companies just work on React, just on React. Some companies are just paid media companies. So chances of getting in that industries who are working on one specific skill set is like really high, right? So the idea here is to target specialized companies. These are just concept on top level, right? Now, startup ecosystem is something that I always recommend the freshers, even like the people who are, sorry, even who are the people who can take a little bit of risk, right? The non-stability risk, which is there, but how to actually do that? So startups are the one who give more money. Why? Because they have money in their hands and they want to grow like crazy. That's the layman reason. Okay. So Y Combinator, Techstar, Seedcamp, these companies are where these startups get funding from. Okay. And then, so let's just say, I'll give you an example. So Y Combinator, every year they take few companies, 10, 20, 100, whatever. So it's their batch of 20 companies who are getting money from Y Combinator this year. Last year, that was also there. last year that was also there. So it becomes their alumni companies, right? You can find those companies on their website. This is crazy. Okay, this was one hack that one of my friend told me, and he also got to know it from Reddit. And we'll talk about Reddit also, right? You startup job platform. So AngelList that we have talked about it. I think the name has been changed. AngelList is how I remember it. Okay. Seed camp jobs, startup jobs or opportunity. This is something that you can do. We will look more into this in the actionables. Advanced search strategies on LinkedIn. This is something which should be known to you at this point. But if it's not, then just save search and setting job alerts will get you jobs in your inbox. Okay. LinkedIn will send actually automatic emails so that, okay, this company is hiring, this company, like they have posted open position for this, and this, right? So, and you can actually do the specific industry, all of those things, locations, etc. in LinkedIn. Okay. Engage directly with the hiring manager. This is something that we have talked about, very important. So on LinkedIn, when people are putting their job, like they're just advertising, they're using hashtag, right? We are hiring, job openings, right? Comment, like people comment there and say interested, and that's it. Have you seen those posts on LinkedIn?
Yes.
Right?
Even I'm doing the same thing.
Don't do it. Write the full length, like paragraph, 2, 3 lines, 5 lines. Why? And also on top of that, just message the hiring managers. Like, because at that point they're looking out actively. And writing interested will just get them reach which they want. Right? This is a thing that is happening on LinkedIn a lot. People just write that we are hiring, and their companies will get a lot of followers. They will get a lot of followers, and that is bad. Right? Okay, network effectively, just talk to your seniors, like this is something that I should not be even speaking about, but still I've done that other people, right? Okay, again, we are hiring, job alert, etc. Look for companies expanding to India or new markets. This is something that we talked about already, right? Yeah. Expansion driven roles and market expansion. Sorry, yeah, just expansion driven roles. So when a company is actually trying to expand, right, they are looking for these roles specifically: sales, marketing, and operation. And coding for some companies comes under operation only, especially the service companies, right? So sales, marketing, operation are the first thing that they will invest in once they are expanding, because they want to make money, of course, right? So this is something that we can keep in mind and focus on roles that pays higher. Of course, you're working in XY role, let's just say a normal software engineer. If they learn AI, they will get like to earn more. Why? Because that pay higher, right? Okay. Now I've written this already, but like enroll in online courses, bootcamp, but just be aware there are a lot of scams that is happening. Okay. So these are just the concept. I talked to like I wrote it after I just like talked to my computer basically. Like this was just a voice note, like a long ass voice note, which GPT has like refined it very nicely. So that's nice. What are the actionables? Target companies in growth phases, right? Let's just do it together. At least two of you guys, right? So because you're here. Okay. So find companies like recent funding. So let's just find a couple of companies to see if like we can actually do that, right? So angel list. Okay, it's called well found now. Okay. So let's just say find your next job. Okay, I'll just click on view all jobs and I'll change it to hiring in, for now, India. And for now, like for now it doesn't matter, right? So I'll just search for software engineering. Okay. So there is this company called Cobotics who is actively hiring, very like small startup, 1 to 10 employees, and they are giving equity, right? And it's a remote position. Company is in Noida. They're not giving money. That's what it says at this point. So let's just open it and see, right? About the job. Yeah, there's not much information about the company. So this might be a company that we can apply to, but might not give us a lot of money. So a bad example. Now let's look at this company. 3-pillar global, big company, 500 to 1,000 employees. And they are looking for software engineers, .NET React. So now just look at the React position. Okay. Okay, Mumbai, full-time. That's cool. 1 to 2 years of developer. That's cool. So it's essentially for freshers. Okay. And then, of course, we have to read all of this, but I want to see here. So employees that were working in AOL, big company, IBM, Accenture, TCS, and all companies, they have joined this 3-pillar group called global. This is a good sign. Okay. 2013, they raised the round A with 12 million. So far, and it's been 10 years ago, right? So let's just see the funding history. Okay. So far, they have raised $25 million in 4 rounds, right? And the last funding happened in 2013. That means 10 years ago. And they're still hiring. That means the company is like really profitable. Yes. So these are the good signs. And you can see jobs at 3-pillar global, engineering 100 jobs, management 2 jobs, other 18, 3, sales 3. That means these companies are actually hiring more in the engineering space, which is good sign for the engineers. That means they're stable. They're trying to expand their operations. That's a good sign, right? So this is good. Somebody who is a React developer should apply here. Let's look at a couple more examples. And these companies, for some reasons, you wouldn't find them like these opportunities. You wouldn't find them on LinkedIn, right? I mean, LinkedIn is a pretty good platform. They can have it, but for some reasons, it's not. Like now, let's look at some senior software engineer, senior data engineer. They are giving good salary in Bangalore. Let's just look at it. This is for senior people, right? Okay, again, 500 to 1,000 employees. Good sign. Big company, stable, right? Their locations are Brazil, Chicago, New York. So that means it's a global company. All the things that we have talked about so far, right? And they are hiring a lot of people. And their job, like Bangalore, 300K, which is crazy. Okay, let's just look at field marketing manager. Okay, cool. And they're hiring in Bangalore full time. We can go through all of it. And let's look at the 2022 funding, Series F. Really good sign. That means they have money from 2 years ago, right? Or 3 years ago, right? 8 rounds, 667 million, like almost more than half a billion, right? So this company like really stable, like really stable. And of course, it's a multinational company, so good sign. So this company is actually good. Anybody who has more experience, like 5, 7 years of experience, 3 to 5, they say, right? So that's good in the marketing space. But of course, they would have React developers as well, right? Lead automation engineer, manager, full stack, staff, software engineer. Like you can have, I can just go on and on, right? But websites like this, it used to be called AngelList. It was crazy found that I found like earlier, which is awesome, right? So that's number 1. Find companies with the recent funding. We will have to shortlist. So write down 10 to 20 companies that match your interest. So we just found 3 of them. right? Taking an example, of course. Use Google Sheets. We are already having it. You already have these templates. So company name, maybe funding amount you want to add it there. Hiring page, their LinkedIn URL, and their contact person. This is something that we're already doing, right? And we just send them a message. Yeah, search for the company. Let's just say, let's do one example. Which one was the good company? Yeah, branch, field marketing manager. We found one with the React developer, right? Is this the? Yeah, this is React, right? Okay. So let's look at the company more. Okay. This is their website, and I'll just go to their LinkedIn. Once I go to their LinkedIn, we'll look at the people page and we'll try to find the people. Let's just say HR. I'll just write HR quickly. Let's see if we find that. Okay. 71 associated members. That okay. Global recruitment professional. I can just message this person. Lead talent acquisition. Right? Global head of talent. Right? HR SVP. So we found the company, we found the people, we just need to get in touch with them. Make sense? This is
Yes.
how, yeah, this is how one we should approach when we are looking for these companies, right? Follow them, engage with their posts. All of these are long-term things, but we need the job in like next 60 days. We need to just send them messages, our resumes and stuff like that. And this is like a connection request. Hi, name. I'm raised by the specifying or funding news. Are there any opportunities? Very straightforward, very and I used to do okay. I used to actually found the companies who were hiring on Angel List. Then I found them on LinkedIn and I used to send them a message. Hey, XYZ, I I found your company is looking for this specific opportunity on Angel List. I thought it would be cool to get in touch with you on LinkedIn. Would it be nice if I can share my profile here for the same opportunity? Like this is was my correction request. Hey, I found you on Angel List, but then I researched and so that shows that you are a person who can take this step, right? Okay, spend 30 minutes, right? Apply to 5 roles. Weekly, it should be daily. This is my mistake. If you really need it badly, it should be daily. And okay, in all concepts, there was a point number 3 where we talked about a focus on remote and global opportunities, right? Let's look at this one also. So this is possible on Angel List as well. Okay, we can have a look at it again. So in India, and then we'll just change it to US or remote position, and then we can just find out. But just for the sake of it, let's look at other platform. So let's just say remote. Okay, it's a good one. It's a pretty old platform. Okay, now I know. This is a this is a job board that I was pretty much active on. This was created by what was his name? I'm forgetting the name of the guy, but he's very much active on LinkedIn. No, but anyways, that doesn't matter. We need to just find people, the opportunities. Okay. So location, we'll just say, is there an option of remote? No. Yeah. Is there an option of India? Okay. And here, you will find the opportunities in dollars. That's why it's a global opportunity. Okay. So XAI is a company Twitter subsidiary, right? XAI. So they're looking for India specific person, remote position, etc., etc. C++ developer. Okay, let's look at one of those. So this is not for beginners. I'll not have it. Let me do actually global, worldwide. Okay. Head of production design, senior animator, backend engineer, front-end engineer. Let's look at this. Okay. There is a company called Amondo. Hearing it for the first time. Where So this position is actually for remote front-end engineer. Okay. But in the bracket, they have also said we are also looking for back-end engineer. This is nice. Okay. Autonomy, communication, we can go through all of this, but we don't need to. Basically, they need a front-end guy, mostly on React. What they offer, work remotely, no commuting to the office, 4-day work week, crazy, 5 weeks of paid vacations, crazy. You can work anytime. You can work on your own terms. Annual international team retreats. That means you can fly to the countries, right? When in one time, a company would want you to be there. Other perks in the pipeline. And it's not impossible to get into these companies, right? Even if they pay you the least amount, which is $30,000, this equates to approximately 25 lakhs in India. For them, it's the cheapest thing. For you, it's the greatest thing, right? And on top of it, all of this will be in your bank. So no PF, no taxes. I mean, taxes are there, but it's going to be very less. So like, when you get money from outside, it's not a salary. Like it's a consultant. You can figure that out with your CAs and stuff. But the point is, this is if you get 25 lakhs in India, that is basically a CTC in hand, you will only get like 1.3, 1.4, something like that. Even not that, like even sometimes 1 lakh, right? But this is all in your hand. So things like this will make total sense. And it's async. You don't even have to have meetings here. Crazy. Okay. Anyways, there are a lot of opportunities like this that you can find. And this is just one of the platforms. There are other platforms. So just go ahead and start doing this. Filter for your skills. Of course, all of these not, maybe you find like 5 opportunities in total. And then you put a lot of efforts in getting in touch with those people, right? Because you only found 5. And if you get this, there is nothing like that. There's nothing like that, right? So if you get, and it's async, you don't need to have to talk to anybody. That means you don't need to have the accent is not an issue. Just skill is your issue, right? So companies understand that Indians have mind and hope, and maybe they can't talk properly and we can't understand them. But if we give them a little bit of money and a work, they will give it back to us, right? People understand it. And if they, I mean, so put more efforts in applying to these, right? So yeah, filter for your skills, remote data analyst, remote graphic designer, save the job that matter interest, put more efforts into these. Apply 5 remote jobs daily if you can find them, 30 minutes every day, or maybe more. This might take me even 1 hour also, right? Because one, you're sending the application to the direct and also send them an email, right? Yeah. Use a free tool like Canva to create visually appealing resume, because you just need to do something extra, right? And then there is another actionable. Tap into niche job boards, which is also very important. A lot of people miss out on this. So have you heard about Dribble? It's a platform, like it's a GitHub for designers, essentially. Okay. Stack Overflow, this is for developer jobs. So a lot of people don't know this. Stack Overflow has job option. You can explore that. Let's look at one of these for now. Media is through, I mean, these are just examples that I know, but Google, we can do it. Okay. Example, best job boards for writers, best job boards for developers, best job boards. So it's not just Stack Overflow, there are more, right? And companies who are active on these platforms, they also know that people which will be getting from here, it's more like refined, because these are the people who are looking for, they know about this platform, that means they're really active, right? It can be a drawback, but it sounds like a pro to me, right? So find 5 job boards, and then on those 5 job boards, there will be a lot of opportunities, right? Let's just look at one of them today. Dribble. Or let's just look at Stack Overflow. I think a lot of people know this already, right? But still, I don't think that I talk to a lot of people who are actually looking for a job. They apply to somebody on Stack Overflow. I don't think. And this is just my observation, of course. Simply go global. Okay, let's just look at location. Powering global markets. Okay, this is S&P 500, like that. Velocity. And then once you find these companies, you can just go on Google quickly and type one of them. I just did it randomly, so I don't know. And then there should be a page. Okay, it's not here. So what we'll do is this is Glassdoor. And I found the page. Okay, 173 total reviews. So that's a good sign. That means many of them are not fake. Company do this again. Okay, let's look at some data here. So pros, none. Work-life balance is bad. Cons, none. All good, slow but steady. Easy, good going, and not a large workload. So that means it's work-life balance is good here. Company shutting down office in India, bad. This is like 2 days ago. So bad. Opportunities for foreign visits, salary structure is good, slow space company, things are going in very slowly. So you can get actually idea about a company of how they are working there. And let's look at the one of the thing that many people are interested in, which is salary. So a senior manager here makes about 24 lakhs to 35 lakhs. That's good. Okay, software developer makes about 11 to 12, so 1 lakh a month. Good. So you can basically get an idea of like if this position is making this much money in the market. Even should I apply to this company at all or not? Right? Will they actually, after clearing up all their tech rounds, after clearing up all their first round of interviews, will they reject me in their negotiation because they don't actually pay for any of this, for what I want for my skill set at this point, right? But at the same time, when you're starting out, apply everywhere, give as many interviews as you can. Right? That's also, it's not like rejected, but you can get an idea. You will have an upper hand. You know, let's say you clear all the tech rounds. Now is the time for negotiation. You actually go to their Glassdoor page, and then you figure out, okay, they pay this much, and this is your base salary. So 11 to 12, you start your negotiation from 12. Okay, I want 13 lakhs, I want 14 lakhs, and then you don't go below 12 because you know they can pay, right? Anyways, these are the ideas that you can get from Glassdoor. Of course, there are more. So around interviews, you can get some feedback from that. That means, okay, I need to log in, which I will not. They have, yeah, okay. Okay, so Stack Overflow we saw, and then of course, once you saw a job opportunity, you need to do a little bit more research, right? Funding, etc., all those things. Join industry community. So Reddit helps a lot. I've never tried Slack channels, never tried Discord servers, but Reddit is crazy. What the information, the information share, it's crazy. So these are the some that I have used in previous. Like I really needed to actually log into my Reddit and see what are the subreddits that I have subscribed to. So remote jobs, work online, freelance. Okay. And professional associate for industry, like all these things are there. You can search for it, right? There is a platform called IEEE, which basically has a lot of research papers, which engineers can read. Now that's a good sign. Let's say a research paper is written by OpenAI. I'm just giving an example, and this is 2018. I'm talking 2018. Nobody knows about OpenAI, but they have published a research paper, and the person who is active on that platform, they know, okay, this company has published one. That means there is something good happening here, right? Let me apply for that, right? And it happens all the time, right? Engage within the community, of course, like You can say, hi everyone, looking for, and this is the kind of post that we all have seen on LinkedIn, right? Hi everyone, I'm looking for this opportunity. Does anyone know? And many forms of this. The other day I opened up LinkedIn, I was like, okay, this person is really crying. Like it was written like, I quit, just like that Three Idiots movie. He actually wrote it on a piece of paper. He clicked a picture of it, and then he posted it on LinkedIn that I'm quitting my dream, but I'm looking for a job. So I'm quitting my dream for developing a game. So he was a game developer, solo game developer. He quit it, and now I'm looking for a job. Right? These are the games that I have developed. Please let me know if you have any opportunities. Great, right? He actually said it openly. He got a lot of inbounds. So weekly goals, spend 1 hour a week at least on these Reddit platforms. Reddit is something that I have explored, so that's something that I can vouch for. But I know that Slack channels and calls are there. So whatever is comfortable for you. 5 jobs from these sources, right? Use a job tracker that we already have. Yes. Add on columns if you want, right? Just like funding or their specific person or whatever. Update it daily as I've been asking it, right? Set timers for task, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, 1 hour, whatever. And if you get an interview call, it's a progress. Treat yourself with it, right? It's not like, first job pe hi celebrate hoga, but I think all the small stuff should also be celebrated. That's what I feel. In total, I feel if you just collect all of them, in total, that's something that I would do. 50 jobs a week, thoroughly researched, emailed, all of that, right? And then easy apply. Of course, 50 every day.